Hi students, how are you? I hope you all are doing good. Stay safe in your home, be energetic, be healthy, pray to God every day. I hope you all are staying safe in your home as well as you please concentrate in your studies also. Okay students, so welcome to grade 12 business mathematics class today. So in today's class, we are going to learn some basic about the second chapter, integral calculus. So in 12th grade, we are going to learn the second chapter as integral calculus 1. The third chapter is integral calculus 2. So in integral calculus 1 and integral calculus 2, there is slight difference between the two topics. So today in this class, I will give some basics about integral calculus. The reason is in 11th grade or in 10th grade, you not learn anything about this integral calculus. I think now only you have heard this word integral calculus. Am I right? Yes. So last year you have learned differential equations. So you have some idea in differential calculus, but differential equations, but this integration you have no idea. So in last year 5th chapter you have learned differentiation. Am I right? So here this one is integral calculus means integration. So differentiation and integration, there is a contact between these two. Okay, so that only I will explain you today. Okay, just I am giving the basic things and some formulas related to the second chapter. Okay, listen students. So first you are going to learn in the second chapter, first thing is indefinite integral. Okay, so indefinite integral as well as definite integral, both also we are going to learn in second chapter. So first we are going to learn something in indefinite integral. So before that we need to know what do you mean by this integration. So the integration is nothing but it's a reverse process of differentiation. Okay, so reverse process of differentiation. Okay, so the reverse process of differentiation is called as integration. So now I think you know something. So I will give some more examples here. So what do you mean by integration? So you know how to differentiate, is it right? D by dx of f of x, like that we will differentiate. So if we are reversing the differentiation, you will get the integration. That's the only thing, that's the only concept in this integration. So you keep it in mind, the reverse process of differentiation is integration. Understand students? I hope you got some idea. Okay. First we are going to learn some examples related to this. So now I am giving one example for you. That is d by dx of sin x. What's the differentiation of the sin x? Last year we have learned. What's the differentiation of the sin x? What's the differentiation of the sin x? That is cos x. This is a differentiation, is it right? So d by dx of sin x means I have differentiated the sin x and I got cos x. Yes? Then if I need integration value from here to here, if I am doing means that is integration. Okay, so here to here it's differentiation, from here to here it is integration. So this is differentiation, this is integration. That's the reverse process of differentiation is called the integration. Understand? Okay, now here some basic concepts are there. That is, here in this example, here this cos x is known as derived function. What's the name of this? Derived function. Then the sin x is called primitive function. Okay, so keep it in mind. Just I have given an example to explain this concept. D by dx of sin x, that is differentiation of sin x is cos x. Okay, then when we are integrating we will do the reverse process of the differentiation. So here from here to here, reverse process means here to here. So here this sin x is known as primitive function. So it's important. So sin x means that is here in this example the sin x is called the primitive function and this cos x is called derived function. Okay, so this is a concept. So reverse process of differentiation is called the integration. So I have given an example for this, that is d by dx of sin x. So when we are differentiating sin x, we will get the cos x. So the reverse process is integration. So here in this example, the sin x is called the primitive function and this cos x is called the derived function. So in second chapter, it's a very vast area. So section by section, you need to be very thorough. So till now, you don't know what about the integral calculus. So I am giving some basic things. So these are the basic things you will learn first. Afterwards only, you will get some idea in this chapter. Okay. So now, a function f of x is said to be primitive function of the derived function f of x if d by dx of f of x is equal to f of x. That meaning is the function f of x is said to be primitive function. So here this capital F of x is said to be the primitive function. Okay, so that's a definition for that. What do you mean by primitive function? That is, this capital F of x is said to be primitive function of the derived function f of x if how it will be d by dx of capital F of x is equal to small f of x. Understand, students? Now this is a general form. So here this capital F of x is called the primitive function. This small f of x is called the derived function. Okay. So d by dx of capital F of x is equal to small f of x. Okay. So the function capital F of x is said to be primitive function of the derived function if d by dx of capital F of x is equal to small f of x. Okay. Understand? Okay. Some more examples we will do. That is, now I will consider some more examples for you. Okay. Just now d by dx of x cube. What's the differentiation of x cube? Have you remember? So last year you have learned that is d by dx of x power n. Students, I think the 11th grade book is with you. Please take down the 5th chapter and see there. This formulas will be there. Okay. In differential equation I taught you. So d by dx of x power n means the formula is n x power n minus 1. Have you remember? N x power n minus 1. So we are going to use here. Okay. What's the n value? 3. Correct. So 3 into x power n minus 1. That is 3 minus 1. That's the differentiation as 3x square. Okay. So d by dx of x cube. That's equal to 3x square. Okay. So same as that, many examples we can do. That is another one. D by dx of x cube plus 5. Okay. X cube plus 5. What's the differentiation for this? This is a constant. Is it right? Constant for the differentiation is 0. Constant for the differentiation is 0. So for this also the differentiation is 3x square. Okay. Then one more. D by dx of x cube plus e. What's the differentiation of this exponential function? That also 0. So you will get is 3x square. Understand? So the differentiation of something, that is 3. So I'll give one more example for you. D by dx of 6x square. What did you do here? Solve by using this formula. Okay. N x power n minus 1. So here already 6 is there. So 2 also will come here. Is it right? 2 into x power 2 minus 1. So what's the value? 12x power 1. That's equal to 12x. What's the differentiation of 6x square? N x power n minus 1. So already here 6 is there. So 6 into 2 is 12. So 12x power 2 minus 1. That's equal to 12x. Understand, students? You got some idea? So this all the thing differentiation. Now I have not started the integration. Just I am giving the recall for the differentiation. Okay. So whenever we are reversing this, you will get the integration. Okay. That's all. Okay. Listen here. Okay. See here. In this all the examples, in all the above example, 3x square is the derived function. Am I right? Except this. So except this 3 examples also. What about the derived function here? 3x square is the derived function. What about the primitive function? Primitive functions are different. What are the primitive function? In first example, x cube is the primitive function. Second example, x cube plus 5 is the primitive function. Second example, third example, x cube plus e is the primitive function. But derived function, all the derived functions are same. Okay, so which indicates that the primitive functions are need not be unique. Okay, so this indicates that the primitive function need not be unique. So from this 3 example, you need to know the primitive functions are not same, but the derived functions are all same. Okay, so now those all the things. What about the primitive function? What about the derived function? What's the definition for integration? You have learned. Okay, then now I will explain you about the integration. Okay, now see here, d by dx of capital F of x is equal to small f of x. Is it right? So this is differentiation of capital F of x is equal to small f of x. Now only I have done. So this capital F of x is called the primitive function. This is called the derived function, which implies that is what you mean by integration. Integration of small f of x, that's equal to capital F of x plus c. Okay, so whenever we are integrating in the indefinite integral, we need to put the constant of integration, where c is the constant of integration. Okay, c is a constant of integration. Now see this, you come to know what's the reverse process. Is it right? The differentiation of capital F of x is equal to small f of x. This is differentiation. Am I right? This is differentiation. Then what about this one? Integration of small f of x means you will get the capital F of x. Okay, so when you are differentiating capital F of x, we will get small f of x. When you are integrating small f of x, you will get capital F of x. This is a reverse process. So plus c, where when we are integrating, we need to put the constant of integration. Okay, so don't forget, when we are integrating, we need to put one constant of integration, small c. Okay, so d by dx of capital F of x is equal to small f of x. This is differentiation. The reverse process, that is small f of x, if you are integrating, you will get the capital F of x plus c. Why we are putting the c? C is called the constant of integration. Understand, students? Now I am going to explain some basic notes. Okay, so first note is if two different primitive functions. Okay, so f of x be one different primitive function and g of x be one different function. So these two are two primitive functions. Okay, so these two are primitive function. If the two primitive function have the same derived function, so two primitive function also, when we are doing, we will get the same derived function. If we are getting the same derived function, small f of x, then they differ only in constant. Okay, so they differ only in constant term. Okay, so now I can give one more example for you. See here, first we have the known example, d by dx of 3x square. So what will we get when we are differentiating? What we will get? 3 into 2 is 6. X power 2 minus 1, 6x. Is it right? Same as then if I am differentiating d by dx of 3x square plus 5. What will we get? This also 6x. Now see here. This 2 also. This one is capital F of x. This one is capital G of x. So this two primitive function, when we are differentiating, we will get the same derived function. Is it right? But they will differ only in constant. Okay, then next one small note, that is integration of f of x dx is called the indefinite integral. Okay, so what do you mean by indefinite integral? Indefinite integral means there is no limit. That is indefinite integral. So when you are integrating, simply x square, integration of 3x square, integration of e power x, integration of log x. So this is all called the indefinite integral. If maybe there is a we will learn, okay, in the second chapter itself you are going to learn the definite integral also, but in the definite integral there will be a limit. So here there is no limit, so it's an indefinite integral. So integral of f of x dx is called as indefinite integral. Okay, then till now you not saw the symbol, is it right? So it will be as an elongation of s, okay, elongation of x. So the symbol will be like this, is it right? Okay, till now you not saw the symbol. So this is elongated s. So elongated s, which stands for summation, is a sign of integration. So this one stands for summation. So if this symbol, if you saw this, so when they are asking the problems and all, they will give like this, integration of f of x, otherwise integration of 3x square. So you don't think how we will find whether integration or differentiation. So if there is a symbol, this is a symbol for integration. So how will you call this integration of 3x square? Integral of f of x, like that you need to call. So this is a symbol for integration. So this one stands for summation. Okay, so this one stands for summation. It's a symbol of integration. Okay, next one. If it is integral of f of x dx is read as integral of f of x with respect to x, how will you call this? Integral of f of x with respect to x. Okay, so how will you call this? Integral of small f of x with respect to x. How we need to call this? Integral of f of x with respect to x. Okay, then next one, f of x in integral of f of x dx. Okay, so what about this f of x in integral of f of x? That is, this f of x is an integrand here. What is the f of x? Integrand. Okay, how will you call this f of x? Integral of f of x dx. Here this f of x is called an integrand. That only we are going to integrate. So this f of x is called an integrand. Understand? Okay, then so x in f of x dx. Okay, how will you call this x? X in integral f of x dx. This x is called the variable of integration. How will you call this? Variable of integration. How will I call this? Variable of integration. Okay, then what's the term that integration means? The process of finding the integral. So process of finding the integral is called the integration. Okay, so here we are considering on c, is it right? That c is called the constant of integration. This all the things, basic things in integral calculus. So you just go through this everything. So this and all, you no need to take notes and all, just you go through that and you no need to be very thorough in this. Then only when we are doing the problems and all, you will get some more idea. That is, you need to know the concept. Okay, so the reverse process of differentiation is called the integration. What do you mean by primitive function? What do you mean by derived function? I have explained with some example. So this all the notes are very important. Okay, so these notes are very important. Before that I have taught you what you mean by the integration. Okay, so d by dx of capital F of x is equal to small f of x. This is differentiation. So when you are integrating this small f of x, you will get the capital F of x plus c, where c is called the constant of integration. Okay, so some basic notes I have taught you, that is f of x and g of x both also having same primitive function means, sorry, two different primitive function, but we are getting the same derived function means they will be differ only in the constant term. Then integral of f of x dx is called the indefinite integral. If there is a limit, we will call that as definite integral. Then how will you notate by using the integration? Symbol is elongated x. That means that is a summation. That's a symbol for integration. Okay. Then integral of f of x dx. That is integral of f of x with respect to x. We will call that as integral of f of x means, how will you call integral of f of x with respect to x? Then f of x in integral f of x dx, here what about the f of x? F of x is called the integrand. That x is called the variable of integration. C means constant of integration. So this all the things, that's the basic things. Now I hope you you got some idea. Okay, is it right? Okay, you got some idea in integration. Okay, so integration of a function is nothing but the process of determining an integral of a given function is called the integration of function. Okay, there is a definition for integration of function. What do you mean by integration of function? The process of determining an integral. There is a function means if you are determining the value, determining an integral of the given function, then you will call that is integration of function. Okay, there are some properties related to this integration, so that also I will taught you now. That is properties. First property is k is any constant, then integral k f of x dx is equal to k into integral of f of x dx. Okay, integral of k into f of x dx. Okay, the meaning is k is a constant means integral of k f of x dx means how will you write that k? You can take outside of the integral. That means the meaning is constant you can take outside and you can integrate. Just small example. If they are asking 3x square like this means what you can do? 3 you can take outside and we can integrate this x square dx. Understand? That's me. Then one more. If f of x and g of x are any two functions, then integral of f of x plus or minus g of x dx, this you can split as two integral. How will you split means integral of f of x dx plus or minus integral of g of x dx. Okay, we can split this as 2. Okay, so plus or minus g of x dx means f of x dx plus or minus g of x dx. Okay, you can split like this. Okay, then what are the methods of integration? There are many methods of integration. So methods of integrations are integration by decomposition method, integration by parts method, integration by substitution method, integration by successive reduction method. So we are going to learn everything deeply inside the chapters. So before that, this all the basic things you keep it in mind and go through that and learn this all the things thoroughly, and only you can do the problems related to this. Don't feel it's as very difficult. It's all very easy only. If you know the concept, it will be very easy. So if you are very thorough in differentiation, this integration is very easy. That's just a reverse process. That's all. So if you forget everything differentiation, please take down your 11th grade book and go through that 5th chapter. We have learned all the differentiation formulas there. Go through that. Then if you are taking the reverse process, you will get the integration. So just you go through the differentiation formulas and all. Okay students, this all the things today we have learned. Please go through that and learn that. Be very safe in your home. Okay students, we'll meet in the next class. Thank you.